Part 2. How do you justify that the current British royal family line is the true bloodline, but Ishmael is not the true receiver of Abraham's gift? If you're true bloodline, you'll know what I mean. Who says that it is the true line? There were ruling bloodlines long before your Yahweh and his Christianity arrived on this planet. Yahweh is a creator, not the one infinite creator. There are other and higher gods than him. Ultimately, all are part of the one, and either consciously or unconsciously exercising their free will to create. Begin to study outside of the box for a true understanding of the creation. The British royalty is not the most powerful line. The names that you know do not hold the real ancient power. There are others above these lineages in the hierarchy. You will not know the names of these. What proof do you have that the ruling elite families exist and that you're a member of one? It's something that I think you thought was not falsifiable, which is why you chose that identity for your story or for your weaving. However, I think there may indeed be a way that you can prove it. I have no need to prove anything to you. I am merely doing my duty as directed to me. Believe or do not believe, we are divinely indifferent. I am obliged to complete this task here. The end result is of no consequence to me. I will have discharged my duty in handing down certain information that must be released at this time. There is no stipulation as to where I do so, only that I do so. I chose this website as the general level of intelligence, comprehension, and reasoning is reckoned to be higher than in many such forums. Understand, due to the law of free will, I cannot just give you information, at least not without consequence to my own person, which I would rather avoid. It is an infringement upon your free will, your right not to know. You have to ask me for the information you want. Only then can I provide it. So, whilst there are important things I have to share, if I am not asked the questions, I cannot get that information to you. I am hopeful that synchronicity will bring the most important questions of real depth out from among you. My duty is to offer. Yours is to ask. My duty is fulfilled, whether or not yours is. Surely if ruling elite families exist, and you're a member of one, then you must be controlling global events through world governments. Tell us one major government action from any country that's going to occur in the next 5 days. I am not at liberty to discuss such intimate, immediate detail, and in many cases, I am not far up enough in the hierarchy to know anyway. Typically, I would receive a call a day before the enactment of a major event just to say something along the lines of, "This part of such and such a plan will take place tomorrow in such and such a way. Do not be alarmed." Also, one has to take into account the specific areas of speciality I mentioned previously. My area is in spirituality, so my focus is not so much in geopolitical events. I am aware of the overall design, though the finer points are not often my area of expertise. Let's see if we can increase the depth of inquiry and question matter in the next session. Seek beyond the superficial. Get to the core of the matter. How do you know that your bloodline deserves to lead and the rest deserve to follow? Wealth and power is self-propagating, therefore I say to you that your bloodline only comprises the extreme elite of the world because your ancestors came to power by chance in the beginning, not because your kind are special. In fact, there's nothing special, clever, or honorable in enslaving others. It is not about deserving or not. Does one deserve to be born English, or American, or Italian, or French, or German, and so on? We came not to power by chance, but rather, which I know may be hard to swallow, by intelligent design. This path of ours was not chosen by us, but rather it was appointed and accepted. Who is your creator, and is your creator the same as our creator? This is an excellent question, which I can use to draw our communication closer to the core. Yes and no. You would first need to understand the creation. In the beginning, there is the infinite one. This is the source of all. Intelligent infinity. It is the undifferentiated absolute. Within it is unlimited potential waiting to become. Think of it as the uncarved block in your Taoist traditions. Infinite intelligence, becoming aware of itself, seeks to experience itself, and the infinite one creator is born or manifest. This appears to your third density comprehension as space. In effect, the creator is a point of focused infinite consciousness or awareness into infinite intelligent energy. The one infinite creator, also becoming self-aware, seeks to experience itself as creator, and in so doing, begins the next step down in the creational spiral. The one infinite creator, in focusing its infinite intelligence, becomes intelligent energy, which you could call the great central sun, and divides itself into smaller portions of itself that can then in turn experience themselves as creators or central suns. In other words, each central sun or creator is a step down in consciousness awareness or distortion from the original thought of creation. So, in the beginning was not the Word, but thought. The Word is thought expressed and made manifest as creator. There is unity. Unity is all there is, infinite intelligence and infinite energy. The two are one, and within them is the potential for all creation. This state of consciousness could be termed as being. Infinite intelligence does not recognize its potential. It is the undifferentiated absolute. But infinite energy recognizes the potential of becoming all things in order to bring any desired experience into being. Intelligent infinity can be likened to the central heartbeat of life, and infinite energy is the spiritual lifeblood, or potential, which pumps out for the creator to form the creation. Creation is based upon the three primary distortions of the infinite one. The first is free will. In the first law, or distortion of creation, the creator receives the free will to know and experience itself as an individuated, though paradoxically unified aspect of the one. Number 2, love. In the second law of creation, the initial distortion of free will becomes a focus point of awareness known as logos, or love, or the word in biblical terms. Love, or logos, using its infinite intelligent energy, then takes on the role of co-creating a vast array of physical illusions, or thought forms, or densities, which some call dimensions, in which, according to its intelligent design, will best offer the range of potential experiences in which it can know itself. In effect, the one infinite creator, in dividing itself into logos, could be termed in your third density understanding as a universal creator. In other words, logos creates on a universal level of being. Logos creates physical universe in which it and the creator may experience themselves. The third is light. To manifest this infinite spiritual or life force energy into a physical thought form of densities, Logos creates the third distortion of light. From the three original primary distortions of the One into making the creation arise a myriad of hierarchies and other sub-distortions containing their own specific paradoxes. The goal of the game is to enter into these further divisions of creation, and then seek to harmonize the polarities in order to once again know oneself as the creator of them. The nature of all such physically manifest energy is light. Wherever thus exists any form of physical matter, there is light, or divine intelligent energy at its core or center. Something which is infinite cannot be other than, or many. An infinite creator knows only unity. Thus, drawing upon its infinite intelligence, the infinite creator designed a blueprint based on the finite principles of free will of awareness and sub-level creations, which in turn could become aware of themselves and seek to experience themselves as creators. And so the Russian doll-style experiment was stepped down and down and down. Levels of creation within levels of creation. The one infinite creator, or great central sun, steps down its infinite energy to become Logos. Logos, in turn, designs vast universes of space, as yet unmaterialized, stepping down and splitting itself again into Logoi, which is just plural of Logos. In other words, into an array of central suns, which will each become a Logos, or co-creator of its own universe, which each unique individualized portion of the one infinite creator containing within it, as its very essence, intelligent infinity. Using the law of free will, each universal Logos, or central sun, designs and creates its own version or perspective of physical reality in which to experience itself as creator. Stepping down again, it focuses its intelligent energy and creates the unmanifest form of galaxies within itself, and splits itself into yet further co-creator portions, sub-logos or suns, which in turn will then design and manifest their own ideas of physical reality in the form of points of consciousness awareness that we call suns, stars, and planets. A planetary entity, or soul, begins the first density of experience into which another individualized portion of the one can incarnate. Just as with all logos and sub-logos of creation, each soul is yet another smaller, unique portion of the infinite one. At first, the intelligent energy of the planet is in a state that you could call chaos, meaning that its energy is undefined. Then the process begins again. The planetary energy begins to become aware of itself. The first density of awareness is consciousness. And the planetary logos, or sub-logos in effect, begins to create other downward steps within itself, and the internal makeup of the planet begins to form as the raw elements of air and fire combine to work on the waters and the earth, thus arising conscious awareness of their being, and the process of evolution begins, forming the second density. Second density beings begin to become aware of themselves as being separate, and thus begin to evolve toward the third density of self-conscious awareness, the lowest density into which a human soul can incarnate. Humans, in turn, or the souls incarnated within them, seek to return to the light and love from which they came, and they begin the journey of progression from third density up to the eighth density, and to return to the infinite oneness. Explanation of the densities beyond normal human consciousness is another question, though. So, if you wish to know more about them, someone will need to ask an intelligent question which I can respond to so as not to impinge upon your free will not to know.